Most people with some money at some point had some type of mental fortitude to go and do something successful, right? That's predominantly why they came up with the money. But then they make the mistake of thinking because they made money in this capacity and context, that because they read a couple books and because their colleagues all own real estate, that they can just go do it. And they're armed and dangerous because they got their own money, so they got nobody to answer to.
What's up, B? Man, I'd like to know, could you share what you would see as one of the most common mistakes new investors make and how you in your program would help them overcome that really common mistake?
That's funny, man. So the most common mistake new investors make is they don't get educated. So, right, so I would help them negate that problem by coming in and getting educated and learning how to really do it. So one of the most common mistakes that people with money make is they think because they got the money, they got the know-how. Right? Most people with some money at some point had some type of mental fortitude to go and do something successful, right? That's predominantly why they came up with the money. But then they make the mistake of thinking because they made money in this capacity and context, that because they read a couple books and because their colleagues all own real estate, that they can just go do it. And they're armed and dangerous because they got their own money, so they got nobody to answer to. So what happens is when you at a place where you don't have your own money, for most people, they're more humble, they're more willing to learn, they're more open-eared, right? And so for those people, they tend to better steward over the opportunity. Having money can make you wasteful and sloppy and careless and arrogant. And all that is a recipe for loss. Okay, so that's the people with the money. The people without the money, they get so fixated on what they don't have that they justify to themselves that they don't still need to do it the right way. So they just go do something. The problem is if you already don't have no money and you don't know strategically, systematically how to go do it effectively, then the little money you didn't have, you just lost too. Right? And so it's both sides. That's why I gave y'all the example. I think it was yesterday or the day before. Like, would you do the 100? Would you give me $100 for 1,000, or would you give me $1 million for 10 million? Everybody in the room said they'd do the million for 10 million, but would you though? Really, in real life, right? Because most people only look at their capabilities based off of the check that they can write. And if that continues to be the narrative in your life, you're going to have very slow growth financially. And so for other people that are at a disadvantage financially, but understand that I still want the million for 10 million play, they're going to go find the money that they need to get the proper education that they need so that they can have more success sooner and have a better opportunity at winning versus gamble with the little bit of money that they have and end up crapping out and being done. That's really, like, as much as it was a mindset play, it really is it's a practical play. Like most people, because they only have $100, would be like, I give you the 100 for the 1,000. And it's like, yeah, but then you only got 1,000. As opposed to the 10 million is the best payoff. Why wouldn't I go and find some people that could come up with the million, even if I don't have it? And then I'm gonna break bread with them and we're gonna have a larger piece to eat from. It's a total shift in the way that you move, in the way that you think about it.
Brian, are there any markets that you will not invest in, as far as cities, states? What type of demographics are you locked in on as far as population, factories, industries, growth? What's your mental take on that when you get ready to pull the trigger on something?
Yeah, I never say never to a market, right? I think that's irresponsible because who was I just talking to? I forget now. But Somebody is making. Oh, I was talking to Brandy when she asked about the climate of the market and where it's going. I never poo-poo on anybody market because somebody making money in every market. In the most impoverished corners of this world, somebody is wealthy, right? So I never poo-poo on the market for that reason. But I will say, I like to fish in the ponds with the most fish for my exit strategy, for my investment plan, for the return on investment expectation that I have. I want to fish where they biting, and I want to fish where it's a lot of them. I'm not even a fisherman, but I understand that much. Like you want to go out. Like the worst is when you hear guys and they tell these stories about how they went out deep sea fishing, and they get sick on the way out there. Right, it's 4 hours out on the boat, and then they come back and they ain't catch nothing. That's a horrible story to me. You know what I mean? I wanna be the guy and got all of these fish on the strings, and you know what I mean? We gotta muscle them up and get them into the boat, like, and I want to do that quickly. Like I don't, you know what I mean? Like I could bypass the whole getting sick part. Let's get out there and get to it, so we come back with some trophies. And so I just take that same approach in business. That's why I was asking Terry yesterday, as he asked about the I think it was rent to own, I think his question was, or something along those lines. Essentially, he was talking about a land contract, and I just wanted to understand his mind, right? Because, yeah, you could get a check there. It's a myriad of ways you can get a check. But is it the right check? Is it the most advantageous check? Is it the easiest check? We can make things so complicated for ourselves. And it's like what we talked about Monday. Do you want to be in a stagnant market? Right? No. The answer is no. So if there's any market, I'll bring closure to your question. If there's any market that I don't want to be in, it's a stagnant market.
Yeah, something that resonated with me yesterday was you said we have to invest more time with those who fit our future and less time with those who fit our past. And for me, family's everything, but I'm surrounded with so much negativity, Debbie Downers. It's like, man, I'm trying to get there, and I need y'all to boss me. I need to bring y'all along because I don't want to leave y'all behind. And it's a drain. How do you deal with that? Because it pains me to my heart.
Yeah, bro. I honestly, and I'm just gonna keep it funky with you. You got to get away from it, man. You can't keep compromising your well-being for the sake of trying to pull people along that don't want to go there. It's killing it's subconsciously killing you every single day that you got to endure that environment while reaching out and yielding for this new one. You just got to go get the new one and hope that by you leading by example that maybe you can wake a couple of them up to get it. But you can't keep trying to pull them where you're trying to go when they pulling against you, and you still need the ability and the capacity, cause learning something new is just challenging enough with a clear head, much less to be distracted every day and pulled back and weighed down by people that you know, love, and trust, because clearly either they consciously don't want the best for you, or they subconsciously don't want the best for you. And in either case, it's unhealthy for you. And it's tough, bro. I wouldn't lie to you. It's tough. But you got to pick your tough. Because it could be tough and you stay stuck where you at, or it could be tough and you could get to where you going in life. It's unfortunate, bro. But where we come from, that's what I meant a couple of days ago. We all infected. Until we can leave our environment and go get the inoculation, go get the immunization, we're all infected. And that whole adage about misery love company, well, same is true. Like the people around you, they understand that y'all are all infected. And it's like the movies when you see it, and that one person get to slip out and go get the immunization or the inoculation, they want to kill him. It's like he turned on them just because he got a blessing, because he got favor, because he got a way out. And it's sad that it's the ones closest to us that we got to worry about, And again, I don't think it's always malicious, but a lot of the time it is. Sad as it is to say, it really is. What happens is, what I found people see when you are infected, right? We can't see ourselves. That's why we need mirrors. And what happens is people see the gift and potential in you well before you see it oftentimes. And they don't really say nothing, they don't trip about it until you become aware of it. Now you're a threat to them. See, as long as you can't take authority over your gift, then you're no threat to nobody. But when you become consciously aware of it, now you remind them of everything that they're not. And so they project that insecurity, that fear, and everything else on you because you remind them of what they're not. But God gave them gifts and talents too. It's not your fault that they choose to throw theirs away. You're going to use yours.